when you're putting in the work and it just feels like it's not moving fast enough, I'm going to show you what an overnight success actually looks like in this week's episode. Hello, it's Emma Mills here and welcome to episode 218 of MiTV with a very panty Ralph for some reason today, so you might just have to block out his panting in this episode. At this moment in time, I am basically living in gym gear because I'm on this body transformation fitness program with a company called Lifestyle Lean. I think I mentioned it back at Christmas time. And I've been on it so far for 5 months since the 1st of September. And since the 1st of September, I have been on ultimately what is quite a simple plan, but this plan gets executed of me basically losing an amount of weight by doing this plan every single week. So it's 14,000 steps, 1,800 calories, and I have 5 workouts. And that is like it at its simplest level. So I've been on this from the 1st of September, and every single Thursday with my coach Jess, I have a check-in on a Thursday morning where I weigh myself, do my measurements, and every month do a photograph. Now, 1st of September to which is now like the beginning of February, I've had a lot of weeks where I get on the scales, I've had a check-in, and it's just like, wow, this feels like nothing's happening. Not that I've stuck to the plan every single week, which Jess fully knows, but like every single week, it's not like I've had big, epiphany moments of like, oh my God, this is a massive scale jump. However, at the end of January, so gosh knows, this is like my 20th check-in. And at the end of January, I got on the scales and I realized, because a lot of like life's big moments, I think, are taken when you do just a little bit of reflection or just taking a step to appreciate where you are rather than comparing where you're not at the moment. So I realized that in my check-in at the end of January, I'm actually 6 kilos down from where I was originally in September. Now, while it's not like, mind-blowing amounts of weight, I'm not going back up, but I am consistently just dropping this small amount all the time. And while through the process of the 5 months so far, it feels like quite strict but manageable, but like it's something that I'm aware of every single day. I'm tracking, I'm doing, I'm not, it's like it gets to 9 o'clock on a Thursday night, I'm like, God, I've still got 2,000 steps to do. I need to get my trainers on and go back out. It's like every day I'm mindful and doing stuff for it. But it's not like I'm having big celebrations every week. Sometimes I'm like, oh wow, I've had a scale drop, that's great. I'm going to tell you where I'm getting to with this. So, so I dropped 6 kilos. And then, so at the end of January, I was like, wow, actually, from the 1st of September, although it hasn't felt like big improvements I am making, when I look back over the course of this period of time, I've gone from here. And then quite quickly, like I've made progress more towards the end of the last 5 months because a lot of things have happened. Like it's clicked more with me. I've actually made some big changes in terms of like not drinking alcohol. Like I've made some big changes. So I've seen quicker changes towards the end of this 5 months. And I've still got another 10 kilos to go. So there's a long way to go, but I've seen the predominantly the results at the end of this 5 months. So in the same week that I had this check-in, and I actually realized, wow, Emma, you've lost 6 kilos since the beginning of September. Like if I wasn't on this plan, there is absolutely no way that would have happened. In the same week, MiTV, since 2017, I've been doing a video, apart from I've had one hiatus where I was like, I completely lost the plot with it and I wasn't doing MiTV, but predominantly I've done an episode every single week. Now, I recall in 2019, I went to Chris Stucker's Entrepreneurship Summit in London. So this is like November 2019. And I recall asking the people in the room to follow me on YouTube because I needed to get to 100 subscribers. And if you don't know already, when you get to 100 subscribers, you get your own, like you get a very specific URL that you can name. So I am youtube.com/Emma Mills. Really like big buzz for me at the time. I was like, oh, actually now, instead of youtube.com/EM854XZY, like I'm actually Emma.Mills, like Emma Mills, sorry, that's like amazing. Got this now, I can just put that out, that's where I am. So this was like a big thing for me, 100 followers, amazing. From September 2019, I then grew in subscriber, and from this point now, I am doing MiTV consistently every week, to December 2022, I was at 382 followers. So this is 2 years. It's been quite a steady growth, and like 382 followers, it's been good. I've been tracking it, like I get a few followers each week, and that's been really nice, but it's not setting the world on fire. In the same week that I had my check-in for Lifestyle Lean, where I realized I'd actually lost 6 kilos, must stop hitting this plant throughout these episodes. This particular week, my lovely marketing assistant, Noah, forwarded me an image to go, oh my God, YouTube has blown up. Now, again, there's probably people out here watching this. I know you've got way more YouTube followers, but in the 1 week, I had 500 followers added to the channel. So I went from 382 to just below 900. I was like, what? Like, this happened literally in 5 days. In the following 5 days after it, we added another 500 YouTube subscribers. Now, I just want to be clear, I'm not paying for anything. I've not got anybody else working on it. We're just putting out MiTV, and Noah's also carving up a few other videos to put some shorts out. Nothing else is happening. I'm not paying for bots. I'm not paying for followers. But so in the course of 2 weeks, I had 1,000 followers, and this particular week was like an epiphany for me, and I already know it, and loads of people, like I know Gary Vee talks so much about what an overnight success is, but an overnight success is ultimately taking a lot of the pain in the journey, a lot of the small wins, and just putting one step in front of the other. Because my lifestyle lean journey to date, my 5 months, and my YouTube journey over the past, so the 10th of February was my first YouTube episode. It was 1 minute long. It was me walking down the canal in Manchester with Ralph, telling everybody that I was launching this channel and all these good value and content I was going to bring. Since the 10th of February 2017, if I plot the map of what this has looked like in terms of growing YouTube subscribers, it's exactly the same. It follows exactly the same curve. And then if I show you what it looks like at MyPA, it follows exactly the same graph. I started MyPA back in 2008. 5 years, I was probably turning over maybe first year 15 grand, 20, maybe I reached the heady heights of 30, 40 grand on my own. In 2012, I took on a member of staff, so we were probably up to like 60 grand. I remember in 2014, I joined Nigel Botterill's mastermind. I think we were doing like 150, 200. I was like overwhelmed at this point. I was like, wow, how do I actually manage this business? How do I grow it? So from 2008 to 2014, I'm kind of at the 150, 200 mark. From 2014 to 2019, for the longest time, we got ourselves to 350, 400, and for 5 years we didn't get any higher than that. Like 5 years, I was just putting one step in front of the other to figure out how this business would start to really fly. And from 2020 onwards, our growth, like the plotting it over a graph over the same time, follows exactly the same trajectory, because the past 2 years, our consistency is starting to pay off. Our development of what we do, how we provide it, the support we provide, our growth in the past 2 years has been absolutely exponential compared to this is my 15th year in business, the 13 years that preceded it. So, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And of course I have days whereby this is like, I literally said to Joe last week, wow, like it is so hard some days, and it's like, sometimes it feels like, where does the upside come in? And everybody needs a person in their life like Joe, because he literally said to me, he's like, Emma, when you're putting in as much hard effort as you are, it's just not going to happen. It's just not. And it's just so hard. It's just so easy to, when you are doing the daily stuff day in, day out, and you have the problems that come up, the issues, the knockbacks, the small wins, the bigger losses, it's like, where is this getting to? But every single time, and by no means am I saying that these 3 things I'm talking about are a massive, massive success now, because, you know, I know where I want to get to, and it's not where I am right now. But looking at the trajectory that it's following so far, the 3 things here that I'm putting effort into, time that I want to change in my life, the success of it is all growing exactly the same way. And that's why today's episode is just about, if you are out there and you're like, I've been at this a long time, when is it going to turn? What's going to happen? Number 1, I super recommend that whether you have a journal, whether you ever take time just to reflect and stop, just to at the end of the day, just look at what went well today, or maybe it's what went well this week, or maybe it's this really shitty thing happened today, but I did handle it well, or I kept my patience, or I didn't lose my cool, or I guided somebody in my team in a really good way. Because there are going to be loads and loads of small things that are happening each day, which you get confidence from, comfort from. You're also going to have to take the crappy days too. But almost all people that I know, admire, follow, pay money to for advice in life, their success follows exactly the same plan as this. So I really want today's MiTV to get your head out of the dirt and into the clouds, because the path to success is bloody hard. It really is. But with just consistently doing the effort, the work every single day, you get there. I'll see you next week for episode 219. See you then. Bye-bye.